Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call a joint special school building committee to order. It's December 17th, 2020, and it's a virtual meeting. As chairman of the joint special school building committee, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in accordance with the governor's emergency order number 12 pursuant to the executive order 2020-04, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that we are providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. To access Zoom, please refer to the agenda or the city's website for the meeting link. To join by phone, dial 1-929-205-6099, and the meeting ID is 893-8289-9155, and the password is 993338. We previously gave notice to the public of the necessary information for accessing the meeting through the public postings. Instructions have also been provided on the City of Nashua's website at www.nashuanh.gov and publicly notified at the City Hall, noticed at the City Hall and the Hunt Memorial Library. If anyone has a problem accessing the meeting via phone or channel 99, please call 603-821-2049 and they will help you connect. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting via the methods mentioned above, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. Please note that all votes are taken during this meeting will be done by roll call vote. We'll start tonight's meeting by having the clerk call the roll. Mr. Guarino?
Okay, Alderman Dowd?
Present, and I hear the proceedings and I am alone.
Okay. Alderwoman Harriet Gathright is not here tonight. Alderwoman Klee, also not here. Alderwoman Liu, also not here yet. Alderwoman Wilshire.
I'm here. I'm alone and I can hear everyone.
Okay. Ms. Bishop. Is not here yet. Okay. Ms. Brown.
I am here. I'm alone and I can hear everyone.
Okay. Ms. Giglio.
I'm here. I'm alone and I can hear everyone.
Okay. Mr. Guarino is here and I'm on earphones and Ms. Raymond.
Yep, I'm here. I am alone and I can hear everybody.
Okay. Also, we have Mr. Smith, I believe. Okay. We have Mr. Ouellette and Ms. Bisco. Did I pronounce that correctly? Okay. Mr. Dubois, Mr. Lamarriere, and also with us is Ms. Kim McCarthy, and Mr. Anthony Parker has just joined us also.
All right.
I think that's everyone.
All right. If there are no objections, I will waive the reading of the minutes, the previous meeting of November 19th, 2020, and place them on file. Remarks by chairman. You're going to hear a quick update from our architects and construction managers. The project's going very well to date, and hopefully this meeting won't be too long. Remarks by school administration, Mr. Smith.
Just note that everybody received 2 packages this week. The second one was a prospective change order and also a copy of the presentation that Harvey is going to provide tonight.
Yep. Okay. All right, next is items for discussion and approval of invoices. The first will be the architect's report from Harriman. Mr. Ouellette.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So tonight we will not be having a visual presentation, but a verbal description of what's going on. The big reason for that is we're really focused on getting Penachuk construction documents complete. And so there's no real fun pictures to show, except for maybe some of the pictures Harvey is going to be presenting in a little bit. Over on Fairgrounds under construction, we've been working on submittals, things like color selections for gymnasium equipment, looking at paint submittals and things like that. We've been working with the athletics director and the principals on the color selections and review of the athletic equipment. We've been giving further direction on RFIs from the field, working through a few unforeseen items that were discovered, miscellaneous details that were needed in a few areas, being wrapped up for the start of school, in-person school coming up in January. Over on Penachuk, we're working on finalizing our documents for the construction document set that's going out actually next Tuesday. The set will be issued to Harvey to begin their final pricing for the GMP. And we were working with Harvey this week to kind of set their schedule on when that GMP will be available. It's looking like it'll be late January or so as we kind of finalize that. We've had several meetings since our last meeting here with the JSSBC. We've had discussions, actually meetings and lots of emails pushing back and forth. It's like discussions with like the fire marshal. We were coordinating a few details on making sure the special ed kitchen at Penachuk is designed for their requirements for hood at the stoves. We met with utilities. Harvey and Harriman met with utility companies like Eversource, and we're talking about that project at Penachuk there. As well as the new middle school for that matter. We've been meeting with Nashua School District, facilities and maintenance, talking about coordinating things like door hardware functions, and making sure those are all ironed out so it goes out smoothly for that project. Safety and security director, we've been going back and forth with them on things like access control, location devices, and camera locations, exterior and internal of the building, motion sensors, that sort of thing. So we've got that really nailed down now. I think we're at a really great point going into the next couple of days here to finalize those documents. So I think right at our last meeting or so, we had just met on site at Penachuk and kind of reviewed some last minute items that needed to be incorporated into the project. And those few things were a couple of door replacements at the gymnasium. We reviewed the on-site signage. There's a billboard on site that needs to be replaced and relocated due to the addition. The toilet rooms, a couple of the multi-user toilets have epoxy flooring, which is wearing out and dated. And the facilities was asking to see if we could replace that with a new tile flooring system, and so we're going to roll that into the project and see where that lands. Next steps for Penachuk. Again, we're going to issue the documents come Tuesday. At that point, Harvey will be splitting the sets up and sharing them with their subcontractors, or a multitude of subcontractors to review and provide pricing. They'll have questions for Harriman, and Harriman will answer RFIs and respond to those questions. Some of those questions might create the need for some additional drawings for clarification or just additional documents or verbal responses. So we'll do that. At the point that the date is set for the final GMP to be submitted for review, Harvey will offer it to the design team to review and make sure that everything's captured that we can find, or make sure it's well written, which we don't expect there's usually problems, but we like to review it and just make sure. And then at that point, Harvey, once everything's buttoned up, they will present that to you folks as a final GMP. And then after that's kind of awarded, we'd like to have meetings with the staff, whether that's virtual or not. We'll determine that at that time. we were trying to do that maybe a little sooner, but with school kind of on the transition to moving in person, it just kind of made sense that let them get into school, get comfortable. It'll still be before construction starts. So it'll kind of be that buffer between when school starts in person and the actual start of construction, so that we can give them an update and make sure that they're all clear on what's going to be happening and the scheduling. We did the same thing at Fairgrounds. It worked really well. And then at that point, you go into construction in the springtime. Over at the new middle school, we continue to make progress over there, specifically after the not GMP, pardon me, the DD estimate has come back. I think, Carl, I believe you might be touching on it, but it came back positive under that review, and we're able to keep moving forward without making any changes or steps backwards. So that's great news. And so we're going to continue to meet on that and continue to make progress on documents and move forward until we have a review submission, probably early to late winter, or I guess, excuse me, mid to late winter. And then we're moving to our construction document submission is in late March. And that's still the target date. There's no movement on that. So all the schedules, all the projects are right on schedule at this point. That's all I have today. If anybody has any questions, I'm be more than willing to provide a response.
Any questions for the architect? Not seeing any. Okay, thank you, Jamie. The construction manager's report. Harvey, who's going to start off?
Well, I can take it.
Ken? Okay.
All right, thank you, Carl. Let me share my screen here.
Here we go.
How's that?
There you go. Yep.
Okay, so this will be a quick update tonight, because a lot of the changes that have taken place between the last meeting and now have really been a lot of heavy and rough construction. There's been, we are fine tuning and getting the spaces ready to turn over in January. So I'll try to give you some of the high level photos and some explanations. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to jump in and raise your hand, and I'll do my best to answer. So just to start with Pennachuck. So again, we did do some enabling and security work over at Pennachuck in this summer and fall. And this work was really just to get us started on the right foot, and a quick start next year when we're doing the renovations and the additions over there. So this work has been completed. There are a few minor punch list items for material that we're just waiting for. And we hope to be wrapping this up within the next few weeks. So again, the reason that we tackled this project was to get us started in the right foot and have a quick start with Pennachuck addition and renovation, as Jamie highlighted earlier in his presentation. We'll jump into Fairgrounds now. As Alderman Down mentioned earlier, we're making a lot of progress over there right now, and we're pushing for the January turnover. Right now, as we highlighted last month, the exterior site work is substantially complete, and the portable classrooms are ready for occupancy. I know that the facility staff has completed all of the cleaning and the waxing of the floors, and all the fine tuning marker boards and tack boards are being installed as we speak. And then we'll get into some photos after on the following slides. The next major milestone right now is the interior scope for the main middle school. We're coordinating the turnover with the schedule that I'll highlight on the next slide coming up. So as I'm sure we've all heard, there is the updated hybrid learning schedule that has been distributed throughout the district, and we've been operating in conjunction with this. So as we all know, the special education in the 6th grade will be returning the week of Martin Luther King Day. So this is the date that we're targeting to make sure that everything is up and running. And the 7th and 8th grade follow the next week. So we do have a meeting tomorrow scheduled with the principal and key members of her staff and facilities to run through everything that we're going to be doing, the areas that are still going to be under construction when the students return. We just want to make sure that there aren't any surprises and that everyone, the construction team and the faculty and the students are all on the same page. You know, items such as, are we going to put up signage, or is there going to be any noise complaints? If there are noise complaints, how do we address them? So we want to just make sure that everybody's on the same page, and any concerns are aired now, and so we can make sure that those are addressed before students do show up on site day one of hybrid learning. So with the new schedule, we've kind of tried to clean up our actual phasing plan. So as I've kind of highlighted in previous meetings, with the students and staff not being in the school, we've been able to capture some of the areas earlier than originally anticipated. So for example, that purple area, we weren't slated to begin work in there until February, but we were able to actually start work in there in October and do a lot of the messy, dirty, and loud work while students aren't in the building. So I think that's really going to be an ally and a really strong point of our construction schedule. So right now, the main areas that everyone's concerned about and the big push for work being performed now are the areas in light blue. Those are all being turned over in January. So we're going to be substantially complete in these spaces, I'd say the first week of January, and that's when the cleaning starts. So we're going to be, there was a portion on the previous slide where we're going to be working in tandem with the facilities staff and team to make sure that any space that we were near or working around is completely clean. We want to make sure that all of the teachers are coming back to a classroom in the way that they left it. So that's really our biggest concern. So we'll be adding additional cleaners to come through any of the adjacent spaces first, and then fall back and clean our construction areas so that the facilities team can come through and wax the floors and make sure that everything's ready for when the students return. So the area in yellow, that's the new addition, the main entry of the building. That'll be turned over in February. So February vacation is the target date for that, to allow for administration and the IT department to get in and make sure that everything's working properly and everything's set up for when students and staff return after the February vacation. And then the area in purple, that'll be turned over in April. April vacation is when we'll be turning that over, and it'll be kind of a similar type of goal to give. We try to operate in these school projects around school vacations to make sure that we can give people time to get things set up and kind of work out all the kinks while the students are not in the school and the space is not being used. So that the area in the purple and the so those are mainly the science room and the new octagon area. And I'll show some nice photos of that for folks who haven't seen or been to the site. There's some big changes that really highlight Harriman's design in there. And then after that, we'll be turning over. We do have, before we do pull out of the site, the kind of, I guess, beige color, and in the gymnasium, those will be turned over at the end of June. The gymnasium does get a full facelift, new bleachers, full new basketball court, basketball hoops, divider curtain. So I think that's going to be a big, nice new addition for the school. So again, as I mentioned earlier, the temporary classrooms, not a whole lot has changed here. We are going to be adding some with all the, it's a good day to talk about this. We are going to be building some overhead coverage for the ramps and landings. So Mr. Smith and his facilities team do not have to shovel and maintain these ramps. It's a big safety item. So we'll be, now that the snow is cleared, we'll be building those next week to make sure that they're up and running for when the students return. This kind of an old photo here down in the bottom left. These floors have since been waxed, and the marker board and tack boards will be added next week. Again, here's a view of Harriman's design of the main entry. Should have some better photos next month once the masonry tarp is taken down for the winter conditions. You'll see a photo of that earlier. But just a kind of a quick update of where that stands right now. The foundations are complete. And again, this will be turned over in February, end of February. Concrete slab will be poured, a portion of the concrete slab will be poured next week. Just kind of the way that things need to be built, structural wise, we have to kind of place this slab in different sections. So unfortunately, we can't do it all at once. So the first of many will begin next week, and we'll continue working through there. Shortly after the new year, we'll be doing the structural steel and the roofing. We'll be weather tight, hopefully middle of January, and obviously shooting towards and turning over the space at the end of February. So next month, I hope to have some nice photos for you in here. This is the masonry tarp, as I mentioned. So for those of you who aren't familiar with masonry construction, when you're building in the wintertime, you have to maintain temperatures above 40 degrees. So inside there, it's actually very warm. I didn't, due to COVID, I couldn't really get in there while the workers were there. There's about 10 of them in there working. So it's tight, and a lot of this work has been completed. So we have heaters in there that we maintain as part of construction, and this should be coming down within the next few weeks. This is just an example of something that we'll be reviewing tomorrow. So this is the main entry when you walk into the school. This is where the principal's office is, if you folks can see my cursor here. So this temporary wall will stay up through the end of, we call it phase 1, which is the end of February. This will stay up just to protect the students and the staff from any noise or workers being separated from the students while the building is being occupied. We are going to have finished flooring down in this area when the students do return. So I believe that will be happening sometime over the next 2 weeks. So it's just an example of temporary partitions that we leave up during construction. This is an example of the new, we call it the tech ed wing. On the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that we're starting to get the existing walls ready for paint. They've already, I believe they prime coated these today while I was there. So things are starting to take shape down there. I think we have 5 new bathrooms that will be turning over in this phase. So ceramic tiling will be starting next week and continue in the following week. So that'll really make the spaces take shape. And here's another example of a toilet room across from the existing music room. This has since been drywalled, and again, tiling will be taking place next week. And I don't know if this group remembers, but we did approve a new integrated clock system. So here's an example of one of those clocks that has since been installed. So every clock and every classroom is on the same page, same bell schedule, and will all be tied into the PA system. So that was one of the items that was added to the scope. We've been showing a lot of new photos. I never really had the thought to show some old photos. So if anyone has not been to the site, the photo on the left is what the student commons and locker area used to look like. So we've since demoed the floor, abated the floor, removed all of these lockers, and this is what the new space is going to look like. So it really shows the work that Harriman put in to make this a collaborative space. In these areas right here, we'll be installing new casework and cabinets with a countertop. There's a marker board on this wall, and then there'll be a TV on this wall. So it really will be a nice open space for students and teachers to maybe have an alternative learning area. Here's some more common photos of the common areas. You can see that every space is just about the same level of completeness. We're just, and the photo over here on the left, this is from the 6th grade wing. You can see the nice new colors. The color scheme has thrown us off quite a bit, but I was used to the old colors, and now I have to get used to the new ones. So in the 6th grade wing, we're ready for light fixtures and a final clean, and then we're just about there. Again, the lockers will be getting installed over Christmas vacation before the students return. So really, a lot of these items that left in these spaces are the finishing touches that really pull together the design, whether it be glass, a wall base, or just really the final clean. This is the area that I was mentioning before. We call it the octagon area. This was one of the areas that we do have a lot of heavy work, and it was really helpful to get in there and perform this work while the students weren't in the building. As you can see, there was a lot of saw cutting here of the existing slab to get the plumbing down for new sinks in the robotics area and other storage spaces. So as you can see, this has opened up quite a bit, and we'll be actually pouring this concrete tomorrow to kind of get this space ready. And then when the students do return, we'll have a temporary partition around the entire work area, because we will still be working in this area when students return. All the windows do get replaced up here in the upper skylight area, so it's really gonna take shape. Any questions regarding construction status and progress?
Anyone have any questions? By the way, there is one of those collaborative areas in each of the grades areas. And when we can, anybody else who wants to take a trip to the school, maybe after the snow's gone and a little bit, and maybe even gets a little warmer, but we can arrange to have small groups visit. Ms. Brown, do you have a question?
Yeah, actually, it was just regarding the color. I'm really glad that you didn't go with just a basic builder beige, but was there, was the choice from the pictures, is that color like more of a coral, or is it more of a pink, would you say, in real life?
More of a coral.
Awesome. I think it's going to be cheerful.
Yeah, there's Harriman has someone that specializes in those colors, and so we had one color issue that we got resolved, but it looks pretty good.
I like that blue and the teal, and I like the idea of being coral, more coral and less pink.
Yes, less pink.
There was a baby pink there at one point, but yeah, I think that's transition. So
that's gone. Let it be shown that Alderman Liu has joined us, and Alderman Garthright. So I think I saw Heather Raymond's hand first. Ms. Raymond?
Yes, sorry, I can't see everybody. So I just wondered if you could remind me of the furniture that is intended to go in those common spaces. I remember it was furniture that's able to be transitional. I just don't remember all of the details off the top of my head.
Yeah, this is Jamie Willett. The furniture design has not been done yet. The intended furniture would be a variety of furniture where you might have some areas of like a soft seating type area where kids could gather around, maybe the television area, You could have some sort of desk type areas or high tops so that kids could sit around and do some exercise, work exercising, not actual physical exercising. And then, it could be a multitude of things. It hasn't been designed yet. And that would be something to be worked out with the school and as we start to progress that design.
Thank
There'll
you.
be no chairs like the high school cafeteria. I can tell you that.
That's probably a good thing.
We got new chairs.
Alderman Lou, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Going back to the picture that you showed us of the common area, I didn't understand what you said went in a corner. I think you said like a cupboard. I don't remember the word you used, but what was that exactly?
I can jump in if you don't mind, but it's millwork. So it's like cabinets and counters, a place where they might be able to put a printer or store papers or whatever they need in that area. They can store inside a cabinetry.
Okay, and I have one other question.
Go ahead.
When you first were giving us the bird's eye view of the whole school, you said the beige would not be ready until the end, but I thought the beige looked like it was the modulars. So is the beige the new shop area? Or is the beige just the front, the administrative office?
Right. So let me go to the phasing plan here. So the portable classrooms, those are ready. The beige that I was referring to there are 3 or 4 science rooms that we're currently working in.
Okay.
We weren't going to be able to get into those spaces until 2021, but due to the current situation, we were able to get in there and perform some abatement and demolition scope earlier. So that was the beige that I was referring to. So apologies if it wasn't clear.
No, that's okay. And when did you say they will be available?
These beige science rooms, and there's a storage room and a janitor's closet. Those will be ready in June of 2021.
Oh.
Turned over at the same time as the new gymnasium area.
And when are when is the offices, the new offices in the front?
Those will be turned over at the end of February.
Thank you.
Just one other thing in case it comes up later. If you notice in the gymnasium, the bleachers are on one side and the court will now be sized to a middle school size basketball court. It's a little bigger than that right now, but the specific size for middle school. Those bleachers can pull out onto the court so they can house a bigger group of students, and they would go back when there's a basketball game. They're all electronically driven. Okay. Any other questions on?
Can I ask one more follow-up to Alderman Lou?
Sure. Yes.
So the offices, I assume that looks like it's the entryway to the building. How will the student, can you give me a pointer where the students will enter the building? Before that?
Right. So I believe that is something we're going to be reviewing tomorrow in detail with the staff. Right now, I believe this whole front area is captured so we can safely work on this portion of the building. So I believe that a lot of the students are going to be entering actually through the 7th grade wing through this door. And then there are a few other entrances that they can also enter through, such as this door. So those are the items that we're going to be reviewing tomorrow with the principal and her staff, just to make sure that we have the correct signage and that everything is properly laid out.
During the day, there'll be one entrance that will be key card controlled, and there'll be somebody there. One of the pieces that we approved was to move the card readers temporarily to the new entrance, and until the main entrance is ready to go.
So just to kind of expand on that. So this is for those folks that aren't sure where we're looking here. This is Cleveland Street right here, where my cursor is right here. So there's the bus loop here. So we're going to be having students enter through this door until the new entrance is opened. But again, the specific logistics will all be laid out tomorrow, and then we'll be reviewing with Harriman, and we'll be distributing. I believe we'll be distributing something to the parents to make sure that everybody is on the same page, so day one runs smoothly.
Yeah, we can do a follow-up at the next joint special. Any other questions? Okay. Mr. Smith. Some people want to get paid.
Yes, actually, Ken, don't you have a prospective change order to go through?
Oh, yes, yeah. Number 12?
Number 4, actually.
Oh, 4. Oh, 12 is one we're not taking up yet. 4. Okay, go ahead, Ken. You're on mute.
Okay, thank you. So this is this potential prime contract change order. Again, this is just to finalize an item that was approved by this group last month, and that was the upgrade to the new fire alarm control panel. So that was for an added value of $51,086.90. So this document finalizes and approves the actual contract value by that amount. And that is the only item that I will be presenting tonight for added cost. So this item was approved last month by the joint special.
So again, this is an administrative paperwork thing. We had already taken motions to approve the items that are in it, but this is doing the formal paperwork and the formal motion. So if somebody would make a motion to authorize the signing of change order number 4 as presented.
So moved.
Mrs. Raymond?
Ms. Gathright beat me to it.
Yes, she did, just by a second. Thank you, Alderman Gathright.
Sorry.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Okay, on the motion, Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderwoman Harriet Gathright,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou,
Yes.
Alderwoman Wilshire,
Yes.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Gilio,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Ms. Raymond,
Yes.
motion carries 8
Okay.
to
Thank
0.
you very much.
Yep.
You all set, Ken?
That's all I have. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Mr. Smith.
In the spirit of giving, put my hat on. So we have a number of invoices to approve tonight. They're listed on your agenda. They're also summarized on the financial sheets that were in your package, and you should have the individual invoices accessible to you through a link. So I'll just go down through them as presented on the agenda. First one is for Allied. This is security work at Fairgrounds Middle School, total of $17,766.57. The next two are for Harvey Construction. There are 2 of them. Work at Fairgrounds Middle School for $762,000, $508.28. And Pennachuck, $108,641.86. Those 2 total $871,150.14. John Turner Consulting. These are the people that do the on-site testing. They test the concrete, steel construction, things like that. There were two invoices, both for Fairgrounds Middle School. The total of those two was $2,958. Next is Page Street. Page Street provides the storage containers that we have on site. There are two of them, and that total is $190. Next, we have Telephone and Network Technologies. They provided the network cabling from the MDF room inside the school to the portable classrooms. That invoice was $4,452. Next, we had Vanessa and Associates invoice. That is the firm that's doing the traffic analysis and subsequently the traffic design on Manchester Street and into the site at Pennachuck. That invoice is for $6,123.73. Finally, we have, again, we have two portable classrooms. We're renting them from William Scotsman. There are two of them for a total of $7,985. All of that comes to a grand total of $910,625.44.
Okay, I'll need a motion to approve the following invoices. Harvey Construct, the payment of invoices. Harvey Construction, $871,158.14. Vanessa and Associates, $6,123.75. Page Rentals, $190. Williams Sonoma, $7,985. Allied Universal, $17,766.57. John Turner Consulting, $2,958. And Telephone and Network Tech, $4,452 for a grand total of $910,625.44. Who would like to make that motion?
I will.
Who said that?
So moved, Elizabeth Lou.
Okay. Very well. Any questions? Seeing none, will the clerk please take the roll?
Okay, on the motion, Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderwoman Harriet Gathright,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou,
Yes.
Alderwoman Wilshire,
Yes.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Gilio,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes. Ms. Raymond,
Yes.
motion carries 8-0.
Thank you very much. I know there are a lot of invoices this time around, but when we get into Pennachuck and the new middle school, there'll be a lot more per meeting. And you also notice if you look at the really small numbers on this page that are really large numbers in cost, that that we're well on our way, but we're on, I'd say, ahead of schedule, under budget. So that's always a good thing. And we have taken on things to make the schools safer for students as we go along. And we've also, I think everybody knows, we've completed the sprinkler system at Pennachuck. And we'll have no more rain showers, during the day, because that system has all been fixed. The solar, I believe, is, Ken, do you have a readout on the solar on top of Fairgrounds? I think that's pretty well done, right?
Yep. They're working with us. We do have to work with them as far as some of the panels that they put down where we're going to be building the new roof for the addition. So we've been working with their project manager, and Revision Energy has been great to work with. So yeah, they're well ahead of where they should have been right at this time. So we're just
Yeah.
continuing along with working with them.
And it's been authorized for the panels to go on top of Pennachuck and the new middle school. So not only will we have a substantial savings to the city in electrical costs, but it's my understanding that there seems to be more in favor up in Concord of increasing the amount of electricity that we can take from those solar sites. So we'll see how that flies. I wouldn't guarantee anything from Concord, but looking good. Any other questions? Okay, no comments by committee members. We don't need a non-public. Do I have a motion to
Move
adjourn?
to adjourn.
Motion, yeah.
All right, Mrs. Brown had her hand up. So Mrs. Brown makes motion to adjourn. The clerk, please call the roll.
Okay, on the motion to adjourn, Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderwoman Harriet Gathright,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou,
Yes.
Alderwoman Wilshire,
Yes.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Gilio,
Yes.
Mr. Guarino votes yes, Ms. Raymond,
Yes.
motion carries 8-0.
Thank you very much.